Hello everyone, I'm Dragons After Dark, and today we're continuing our pet collecting around Azeroth and Beyond series with Feralas and Thousand Needles. We're doing this 100% by zone, which will cover everything from wild pets to achievements, dungeons, quests, rare drop, and so on. During the video, we'll be going over the locations of the pet, different skins, and suggested breeds. Keep in mind for the breeds, it's purely a suggestion on my part, but I will be giving a short explanation on why I'd choose that particular breed. Overall, most pets are filler, so breed isn't super important. You can always go back and catch another if you find you need a different one, so don't stress too much about it. Also, I will mention if a pet is cageable, so if you don't want to farm for it, you can just stop by your local auction house and grab one. So, let's get started. Feralas is a zone in the southern portion of Kalimdor and is a lush jungle home to ogres, gnolls, Grimtotem, Naga, and Silithids. Despite these threats, both the Horde and Alliance have laid claim to the area. The pet level for this zone is 11 to 12. The Nether Fairy Dragon can be found throughout Dire Maul. The Nether Fairy Dragon comes in 1 skin and 5 breeds. This is a highly used pet in strategies because it's much easier to get than its counterpart, the Sprite Darter Hatchling, and it has a great moveset, especially when combined with its Dragonkin racial. The recommended breed for this pet is going to be the SS. While 325 might not be a super amazing speed stat given some of the stats we've seen in the last couple of expansions, it's still decent. You can go after the power breed if you like, but your time is better spent hunting for a speed breed and leaving the power breed for the Nexus Whelpling. The rabbit will only show up as a secondary pet here, making it a little difficult to hunt for specifically. You might have better luck waiting for another zone, like Elwyn Forest, Red Ridge Mountains near Lakeshire, or a couple of spots in the Stone Talon Mountains, but your best bet will be Stormwind City proper. This rabbit comes in 2 skins, brown and white, and 6 breeds. A good rule of thumb for rabbits is the faster the better. Its moveset is very suited to speed, which can give an extra hit to flurry, an extra round of dodge, burrowing first to avoid damage, and leaving the enemy with 2 rounds of shattered defenses instead of just 1. Because of this, I'd recommend either the speed or speed balance breeds. A speed breed will get you 357 speed, but only 227 power. But if you're looking for one that might have a little more oomph, the speed balance breed has 322 speed and 240 power. The snake can be found throughout most of the mainland of Feralas, with the exception of most of Dire Maul, the ruins of Isildian and the Writhing Deep, as well as New Thalinar. The snake comes in 4 skins, black, light brown with dark brown stripes, lime green, and red, and 2 breeds. It has the typical snake moveset, so you can either go for the speed breed if you need something faster in your roster for avoidance with burrow, or the balance breed if you want to use it to build Vicious Fang and Counter Strike. However, aside from the speed stat, the other stats don't vary too widely, so you're fine grabbing either breed. If you need to get faster with the balance breed, you can always slot this. The squirrel can be found sporadically throughout the mainland of Feralas. The standard squirrel comes in 1 skin and 5 breeds. You can benefit from being faster than the enemy for crouch, as well as stampede and the shattered defenses debuff, because if you're faster in using this, it will leave the enemy with 2 rounds of shattered defenses for your next pet, versus 1 if you're slower. Because of this, I'd grab something with speed, like the speed or speed balance breed. The stunted Yeti can be found in the Yeti Cave, which is located on the eastern side of the coastal mountains south of Dire Maul. The stunted Yeti comes in 1 skin and 1 breed, making this very easy. However, they are not a highly used pet due to having very middle-of-the-road stats, combined with its main ability, Thrash, being a move that benefits from being faster. Its other main ability, Punch, has other pets with better stats who have the same move. The same goes for Bash, which is always better to have on a pet that's faster than the enemy. Overall, the Stunted Yeti will likely only be caught by completionists and those working toward their 1K pet achievement. There are 3 pets that can potentially drop in Feralas: the Emerald Whelpling, Sprite Darter Hatchling, and the Porcupette. The Emerald Whelpling drops from the Noxious Whelps in northern Feralas above the Twin Colossals at a 0.09% drop rate according to Wowhead. The Emerald Whelpling comes in 1 skin, 1 breed, and is cageable, which is good considering its low drop rate. While it has a nice moveset, especially with Emerald presence, it can definitely be replicated in a couple of other pets that can be caught from wild battles, like the Dream Whelpling and the Emerald Proto-Whelp. Because it's not part of the Kalimdor Safari, I'd work on getting this pet when you either have the gold to buy it from the auction house or the time and patience to farm it. If you decide to do the latter, I wish you the best of luck. I've included 2 locations for the Sprite Darter Hatchling drops for 2 different reasons. The Ruins of Feathermoon location is where you'll find the Hatecrest Warriors. They have the highest drop rate for the Sprite Darter at 0.04%. However, if you'll also be farming for the Emerald Whelpling, you'll want to head north and farm the Noxious Whelps. The Noxious Whelps are the only mobs in the zone where the drops for both pets overlap. The Sprite Darter Hatchling comes in 1 skin, 1 breed, and is cageable. You'll see this pet come up in a lot of strategies, but if you don't have one, don't fret too much about it. It has a wild pet alternative with the Nether Fairy Dragon, which can be faster than the Sprite Darter if you grab the speed breed. Just like with the Emerald Whelpling, this pet is best left when you have the spare gold or time to spend getting it. The Porcupette can drop from the sack of pet supplies with a 0.3% chance. The sack of pet supplies is a reward for various pet battle quests, such as the one from Traitor Gluk. This NPC will only award the pet supply bag once when you defeat him for the first time for the Tamer quest. I'll put the coordinates for this Tamer in the description. The Porcupette comes in 1 skin and 1 breed, making this easy. This pet seems to pop up as a drop from most of our pet supply bag rewards. Not all of them, but a few. It has the typical moveset for a porcupine, but very middle of the road stats. There's not a lot of cohesion between the moves, and it's not used in many strats, making this purely a collector pet. The Thousand Needles is a zone in southern Kalimdor heavily impacted by the Shattering. The Flooded Canyon still has its signature towering mesas, but aside from them, the zone is mostly unrecognizable. Most of the residents, such as the Centaurs, have been wiped out, while the rest have either fled to other zones or remained to battle with Grimtotem, Twilight Cultists, and South Sea Pirates for the remaining water-free areas. The pet level for this zone is 13 to 14. According to Wowhead, these particular spots are where you'll find the roach, but the map on Warcraft Pets shows they can be found all along the southern cliffs of the zone until you hit the big lake area. The roach comes in 1 skin and 6 breeds. This is another copy-paste roach moveset, so the 2 breeds I'd look at would depend on what you want to do. If you're using it for Apocalypse, go with the health breed to keep your roach alive. Otherwise, I'd grab the health speed or HS. It's not as fast as the speed breed, however, it has more health at 1627, 305 speed, and combined with Hiss, you can probably overcome anything faster than that if need be. If you're faster, the HS or the speed, if you prefer, will provide an extra hit for flank, leave your enemy with 2 rounds of shattered defenses instead of 1, or enable you to use survival at the best time for the battle. Again, there is a discrepancy between the 2 sites, but they both show that the Scorpid can be found along the southern cliffs of the zone. The Scorpid comes in 4 skins, beige with black markings and a teal belly, black with red markings and a dark orange belly, yellow with black markings and a red-brown belly, and red with black markings and a purple belly, and 2 breeds. Of the 2 breeds, I'd go for the Power Speed breed. This will give you a slight edge over the Balance breed on both speed and power, meaning you can use Screech to become faster, then use Snap and Rampage to cut your way through critters. The Twilight Iguana can be found in 2 places on the southern cliffs, right around the Twilight Cultist camps. The Twilight Iguana comes in 1 skin and 4 breeds. It has a very typical lizard moveset, but these pets are not utilized in strats very often. Most of the moves they have can be found on better pets, either more powerful or faster ones. However, I do believe this is the only pet of this model with this particular coloring, and it is a part of the Kalimdor Safari achievement. Plucky Johnson is a chicken vendor in Thousand Needles that sells you the Ancona chicken. He's located on the southeastern cliff of the zone. He runs around as an actual chicken, the biggest one, and when you get close and click on him, he becomes a human. Once he's human, you'll see the vendor option to go to the screen where you can purchase your Ancona chicken for 1 gold. Keep in mind there is a mob shooting ranged mage attacks at Plucky and you can end up aggroing them. If you can't quite click on him fast enough, he'll turn into a human if you kill the attacking mage, or if you targeted him in emote/chicken. The coordinates will be in the description. The Ancona chicken comes in 1 skin and 4 breeds. I am not a fan of vendors having multiple breeds, but thankfully the stats for this pet don't vary widely, meaning you'll be fine with the first one you purchase. It is cageable, but people tend to inflate the price on the auction house and it is much cheaper at the vendor. It's not used in many strats and it's likely just a flock filler for when you might have already used your Icky in a dungeon or a situation like that. This is just another pet to pad your collection to get to your 1k pet achievement. The Porcupette can drop from the sack of pet supplies with a 0.3% chance. The sack of pet supplies is a reward for various pet battle quests, such as the one from Kela Grimtotem. This NPC will only award the pet supply bag once when you defeat her for the first time for the Tamer quest. I'll put the coordinates for this Tamer in the description. The Porcupette comes in 1 skin and 1 breed, making this very easy. This pet seems to pop up as a drop from most pet supply bag rewards, not all of them, but a few. It has the typical moveset for a porcupine, but very middle of the road stats. There's not a lot of cohesion between the moves, and it's not used in many strats, making this purely a collector pet. And that's it. We've completed our visit to Feralas and Thousand Needles for pet collecting around Azeroth and beyond. On our next step, we'll be visiting Silithus and Ungaro Crater. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. Until next time, I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you for stopping by, and happy battling!